Hello, once again, this is yours truly, the coach, and this is another Rhubarb Crisp post-game report, and also, I guess we're gonna have an episode of, or, nah, never mind, let's just keep going, let's just keep going, okay? Rhubarb Crisp was supposed to have 2 games, but a bit of a miscommunication between me and Brett and Fuchuk resulted in a Rhubarb Crisp forfeit over Better Than Boobs. I'm sorry I did not get the Facebook message by Breton on time. We've got to do a better job communicating and whatnot. Yeah. So, that was that. We don't, let's just keep going from here, okay? So we had a Sunday game. We had a game on Sunday, March 11th at 10:30 at night. Prior to that game, there was a bit of trash talking going on between Riley Mack and Cherry Pickers captain Quentin Waite. Riley Mack was not there for that game, but the person who was there was Corey Blackhole Balkan. And of course the rest of the Fisherman Sulker crew, whatever you want to call it. So we go on to the first period. The first period was a good start for Rhubarb Crisp. We were stopping Guy Lafleur and Quentin Waite's deeks. And Rhubarb would get on the board as Cale McBride was left all alone in front of the net and would take a pass and deflect the pass to Lee Witwicky to make it 1-0. And then Brenton Fuchuk would walk in, get a few chances, and finally bury in the rebound to make it 2-0. But then the Cherry Pickers got a bit of a lucky goal. I don't know, all I remember was the ball was in the corner and the guy somehow threw it on net and I didn't expect it and it just went right through my legs. So we go on to the second period, and oh boy, the second period was not a good one for me. Basically, the Cherry Pickers would come back to tie the game. I can't remember how it happened. And then they'd also go on to take the lead 3-2. But then the black hole sun would come to wash away the rain. As I was telling the guys to go top shelf on Lee Witwicky, and Corey Balkan, did he ever listen? As he would get a natural hat trick. Holy smokes. Including one where he just walks in and he just roofs it. So his 3 goals made it 5-3, but then Guy Lafleur, that's seriously his name, Guy Lafleur, would get it back as he'd walk in and he'd see me have my 5-hole open and go for the poke check, and he'd score to make it 5-4. And then we'd run into a bit of and then I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm gonna have a hard time keeping tracks of all of the goals scored, but Cherry Pickers would tie the game as, yeah, I can't remember who scored that. Might have been Guy Lafleur on the shot from the slot or whatever. That was after a Cale McBride penalty, which it was a penalty, but I almost wonder if it should have went both ways. I mean, yes, Cale McBride had a broken stick on his hands, but I mean, where was the slash call? I thought, I don't know, I kind of wonder if there was a slash there. But anyways, he scored on that, and then the Cherry Pickers would then make it 6-5, and then Brenton Fuchuk would get called for closing his hand on the ball or whatever. And then Guy Lafleur's shot. No wait, that would make it 6-5. Guy Lafleur's shot was deflected in to make it 6-5. And then there was a beauty passing play ended by Dustin Waite to make it 7-5. So we go on to the third period, and Cherry Pickers look to put the game away as Brett and Fuchsuk and Dustin Waite get into a bit of a tussle, and Mike Johnson also gets a penalty as well. So it was a 3-on-2, and the forechecking by Cale McBride fails, and just a beauty passing play between Quentin Waite and Guy Lafleur, they make it 8-5. But Rhubarb Chris did not quit and would chip away at the lead as Corey Balkin once again would roof one on Lee Witwicky to make it 8-6. And then I think it was, might have been Balkin again. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it might have been Balkin. Yeah, it was Balkin again who would make it 8-7. Oh wait, I think Balkin got another natural hat trick in the third, and it would tie it up at 8-8. And then what was it? Quentin Waite, was it? Yeah, he would get a breakaway, which I would pull off the poke check, and then Rhubarb would go the other way as Cale McBride would go in all alone and would score to make it 9-8. Now, the Cherry Pickers would, however, get it back as they passed to Guy Lafleur for the one-timer, would score to make it 9-9. But then Tyler Grove would, after a few passes, Tyler Grove would get the ball and he would roof it on Lee Witwicky to make it 10-9, and that was the final score. So we're going to go on to the 3 stars of the game. The third star is going to go to Tyler Grove. The second star is going to go to Cale McBride, and the first star, hands down, Corey Blackhole Balkin, aka Captain Morgan. So we've got one game on Thursday, March 15th against Project Mayhem at 6:30, and Joey Menard has my home number. I wouldn't mind having his cell number to communicate with him, because I wouldn't mind communicating with him and whatnot. And as for who's gonna go in net, I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind going in net there, but if Brett wants to go in net, that's okay too. Basically, I don't know. I wouldn't mind having Brett in net because I want him to get used to ball hockey again, and whatnot. And plus, it'll maybe get him some playing time before he might have to possibly play in net. For the Fish, and yeah, but yeah, we play against Project Mayhem. If I have to go in net against them, that's okay, because I watch Project Mayhem play. They don't have the offensive power that the Cherry Pickers have, so I think it should be good. But we'll see. So that's about it. This video once again is brought to you by RhubarbChrisHockey.com, the Goalie's Crease. Log on to goaliescrease.ca. Follow Rhubarb Crisp on Twitter. And support your Selkirk Fishermen. Their series is tied at 2-2 against the Norway House North Stars. Let me just take a look at it. Yeah, Norway House North Stars, that's right. And before we go away, it was unfortunate that this had to happen, but the Portage Terriers knocked the Selkirk Steelers out. It's unfortunate, but it should mean that Tyler Grove should make quite a few games. Yeah. So that's all. And the best crisp is Rhubarb Crisp.